Hi there, this is CMA Nishanth Reghunath welcoming you to my lessons in income tax. So we were discussing about profits and gains from business or profession, right? So I give you a brief introduction as to what a business is, what a profession is, what are the various kinds of incomes that are taxable under this head. So we discussed section 28, that is chargeability of income under this head. Now what we are going to discuss is a very unique and interesting topic. Herein we'll be discussing about a set of items which are permissible to the assessee to be claimed as deduction while computing his or her income as per profits and gains from business or profession. So I'm repeating, in this part, in this section of the study of PGBP, we'll be discussing about a set of items which are permissible deductions. And by permissible deductions, what I mean is a set of items which can be claimed by the assessee to reduce their income as per PGBP. Alright, so we have sections ranging from 30 to 37 which covers a wide range of deductions. Now let's get into the topic. So before heading into it, let me give you a brief introduction. So first and foremost, these are permissible items of deductions while computing taxable income under PGBP. Just what I said previously. Next, whatever that you see right here will be various business related items of expenses, and these expenses will be given as deductions subject to certain conditions. So section 30 to 37, you'll have around a dozen sections there, and each of those sections will have certain conditions which will qualify an item to be eligible as a deduction, making an item eligible as a deduction. Alright. Next, 30 to 35E. So sections 30 to 35E are in respect of items which are specific in nature. So each of those sections deal with a specific item. So section 32, it deals with depreciation and depreciation alone. Section 35 deals with scientific research. Section 35 AD deals with specified businesses. So each of those sections relate to individual items. So they're specific in nature. Whereas section 36 is a set of general items. Inside section 36, you'll find multiple items of deductions which are not related to each other. Whereas sections 30 to 35E are for individual specific items. Got it? And finally, section 37 is a residuary section wherein a lot of business oriented expenses are clubbed together, but then they are not mentioned explicitly, but certain point of views are given, and if an item of deduction qualifies as per those point of views, then it can be claimed under section 37, provided it is not availed in any of the sections from 30 to 36. Alright, so I'll sum that up once again. 30 to 35E are sections which are specific to specific items. 36 is a deduction section wherein you have a lot of items and they're clubbed together. So all those items are mentioned individually. Section 37 is a section where no item of deduction is mentioned explicitly, but the conditions which are required for an item to qualify as an eligible deduction are mentioned. And if any item of expense which is not explicitly mentioned from 30 to 36 qualifies the conditions in 37, then it can be taken as a deduction under section 37. Alright. Now you do not have to worry about this if you didn't understand till now. I'll be giving you a huge breakup of the whole chapter, whole 30 to 37. I'll give you a flow chart, and on the basis of that flow chart, we'll be approaching each of the section under 30 to 37. And with that flow chart, it will be super simple for you guys to logically understand this whole topic. So yes, that's pretty much the introduction that I wanted to give you. Now let's get into the detailed study of this topic. So let's check that flow chart which I just mentioned now right away. So yes, here is the breakup of the whole chapter, whole portion for deductions. So we have sections 30, 31, 32, 33, AB, 35, 35, AD, 35, ABA, ABB. The reason I have clubbed them together is because they are similar in nature. Then we have a huge grouping of CCA, CCC, CCD, DDA and E, and finally section 36 and 37. So I suggest you to pause the video right here, take down whatever that you see on screen and then proceed. Alright, so take this chart down, deductions under section 30 to 37, give the flows to each of these sections and give the descriptions that I've mentioned right below. So as I previously said, sections 30 to 35E are in respect of specific items. So if we check section 30, it's for revenue expenses in respect of building. 31, revenue expenses for plant and machinery and furniture. Sorry, due to the size of the cell didn't fit. Yeah, right. 32 for depreciation. 33AB is a special deduction given for assessees who are into the business of tea, coffee or rubber. Then we have section 35, that's for scientific research. 35 AD for specified businesses. 35 ABA and ABB. ABA is for amortization of site restoration. 35 ABB is for amortization of telecom expenses or telecom license expenses. So ABA is this one and ABB is this one. 35 CCA, CCC and all the ones are special deductions, and in the same order I have mentioned of these sections, I have given the descriptions as well. So this is for CCA and the final last one, minerals, is for E. So if you check items from 30 to 35E, each of these sections are in respect of specific items. Whereas if you check the description of section 36, it says other business oriented deductions. So it's a set of deductions which are not mentioned from 30 to 36. But all these items which fall under section 36 are explicitly mentioned within this section. So all these other items, other deductions are mentioned here. But when you go to section 37, what happens is no item of deduction is mentioned there. But the conditions that are necessary for an item to qualify as a deduction under section 37 are mentioned there. And if an item of expense qualifies those conditions, it can be taken as a deduction under section 37, provided that item does not fall under any section from 30 to 36. So with that, keep this in mind. No item from 30 to 36 will fall under 37. So 37 will be a set of items which are not mentioned in this whole range of 30 to 36. In 37, you are given few conditions, and if an item qualifies those conditions, it can be taken as a deduction under section 37. Alright. So specific items up to 35E. 36 contains a set of general items which are explicitly mentioned though. It will be mentioned. Alright. But then this whole section will be for a lot of items. And 37, nothing explicitly mentioned as to an item, but conditions are given. And if an item of an expense qualifies those conditions, then it can be taken as a deduction here. Right. So shall we get to the first two items, section 30 and 31? Yeah, let's go to that part now. Section 35 is in respect of certain expenses which are revenue in nature paid by an assessee for the building, for the property in which the assessee conducts business. So what are the various kinds of revenue expenses an assessee might incur in respect of a building? First and foremost, rent. Second, maintenance, repairs. Now these are kind of expenses which everybody who has a property has to pay, regardless of whether he is a business owner or not. Then property tax, paid on cash basis, and finally insurance premium. Pretty easy to relate, right? So for a building, what are the most common expenses that you'll have to pay? Rent will be there, maintenance or repairs will be there, property tax will be there. You'll pay tax for a building, right? On a yearly basis or a half yearly basis. Then insurance premium, any kind of insurance policy that we have taken to protect our business establishment, that premium. Everything is pretty straightforward, right? Now, I've mentioned few things under the maintenance part, and what it says is, see, this maintenance or repair, it's usually given as a deduction when an owner of the building pays it. Now, if you are in a building which is taken for rent and if you are paying the maintenance, it's generally not given as a deduction. But if your rental agreement says the tenant has to pay the maintenance expense, then fine. So first sub point of point 2 says this maintenance is to be revenue in nature and is to be paid by owner. And by revenue in nature, what it means is it shouldn't be a complete overhaul, or this renovation or repair or maintenance shouldn't give existence to a completely new unit. Now you can repair the building, you can fix damages, that's fine. But then you cannot build a new unit to a building and call it as maintenance. Got it? That's a capital asset formation. That's not revenue. Alright, so that's capital expenditure. So it is to be paid by owner. Second, if it's paid by the tenant, that item should be mentioned in their rental agreement. So this payment by tenant will be provided if that party, the tenant, has agreed to bear the expenses. Now, how do they make an agreement? In the rental agreement. So the tenant and the owner has made it clear in the agreement that the tenant will pay the rental expenses. Sorry, maintenance expenses. And finally, if taken on lease or license, same is the case. Anybody can pay based on whatever that's been mentioned in the agreement. Alright. Usually it's just the owner. If it's anyone but the owner who's paying, then it should be mentioned. It should be agreed between the both parties. So is that clear? Take notes. Pause the video, take notes. Alright. Now section 31. 31 is in relation to certain expenses that you pay for your plant and machinery or furniture. Again, only revenue, nothing in capital nature. This whole set of deductions from 30 to 37 do not entertain capital expenses. If there is any kind of capital expense, the treatment is a bit different. It's a kind of amortization that you do. You'll learn that in detail once we proceed with the study. Alright, so 31 is a set of two items which you pay as revenue expense for plant and machinery or furniture. Now, it's pretty obvious, right? Repairs and maintenance, it's something that you will incur if you have a plant and machinery or furniture or whatever it is. You will have to repair your machinery once in a while, right? You will have to fix your machines, you will have to fix your plant, you will have to carry out yearly maintenance, periodical maintenance for your machines and all, right? Agreed, that's a normal business driven expense. It is given as a deduction here. And second, insurance premium. Now, if you have expensive machines, you will insure the whole plant, right? You will insure the whole machinery of your plant, right? That's it. Now, you might be wondering why rent is not given here. There is a possibility that business owners can take machineries for rent, for hire. Now, that is allowed as a deduction, but not under section 31. That's the only case. It is given under section 37. Alright. Now, the reason I've mentioned it's given under 37 is because it qualifies all the conditions that section 37 tells you. And since it's not given in section 31, this rent or hire charge is paid for a plant and machinery or furniture can be taken as a deduction under section 37. Got it? So it's pretty much the same. Here we have rent, maintenance, property tax and insurance. When we go to 31, I'll tell you in relation with 30. Rent goes to 37 when it comes to plant and machinery. Maintenance fine. Property tax no. Plant and machinery or furniture does not have any kind of tax payments. Insurance premium allowed. So two items, repairs and maintenance and insurance premium. Rent for the item is allowed as a deduction but not under section 31 but under section 37. So yes, that's it about sections 30 and 31. Next we have section 32, that's for depreciation, and I won't be fitting depreciation into this video. I'll make a separate video for section 32 depreciation because it's a pretty vast section. Lot of things are happening there. For that I'll give you a separate video, right? So I'm presuming you understood the whole introduction to deductions and sections 30, 31 pretty well with this study. So if at all you have any doubts, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you understand better. So I'm winding up this video. Let's head to a new video, a fresh video where we will learn about section 32 depreciation. So see you there. Bye.